Welcome to another episode of That's Some Crazy Shit with Kelly and James. I am Kelly, and my co-host, as always, is James. What's up, dude?
What up, my sister?
Happening.
Good to be coming to you again from That's Some Crazy Shit broadcast center. No more tower, just center.
Just a center now.
Always corner studio though.
Nice.
Yeah, the budget said no tower, James.
Nice. Well, it's okay. It's all right. You're still in the center. That's better, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Centers are good. So, we've got a guest going on today, James. And you know what's really cool about this guest is that she was on once before.
Yep, she was. She was fun the first time.
Yep, Debbie Anderson. We first had her on in season 4, episode 4, and she's back. And she is a energy healer, and she is a medium, and she's deep into the woo-woo. She has a website. It's www.vibrational-energy.com. Vibrational-energy.com.
Right on.
And today she's here to talk about predictions for 2022. Now, by the time this airs, we'll be deep into 2022, but it will be interesting to see if it relates, if what she's saying now relates when this airs.
Right, this will be perfect. This is one of those chances for you to, let's say, record it beforehand, but then have a chance to look at it 2020.
Right. So, yeah, I'm excited. So let's just say we just bring her on.
Let's do it, my friend.
Yeah, okay. Well, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to That's Some Crazy Shit. Energy healer, Debbie Anderson. Debbie, thank you so much for coming back to That's Some Crazy Shit. You were with us before, and we know that you're an energy healer and a medium, and we really enjoyed talking to you. So we asked you to come back, and you did. So thank you.
Yes,
welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the invite. I love it when, I know last time we had such a great interaction, and it just gelled, and we talk about organically doing things, and that is just how it felt. So thank you for letting me come back on and share again.
Well, we're always happy when somebody wants to come back. That means something to us. So thank you.
It does.
So, we want to talk about something different this time, is that we want to talk about 2022 and what's going to happen. Now, by the time this podcast airs, it will be 2022. Right? So maybe we'll be able to know, maybe some things have happened by the time it airs, maybe not. I don't know. We won't know. But like you said, any insider information that you can give us, we want.
Yeah, if you'll help us out.
That's okay. Well, so as I said, with regard to predictions for the coming year, I am a clairvoyant medium. I see dead people. Okay, so I do listen to spirit, because obviously that's how I get my guidance and my direction. And I have an amazing vibrational team in spirit that every year prior to the new year, so mine will actually be out in mid-December, give me insights, and yes, they could be deemed predictions, but they're not like astrological predictions where we're looking at planets and stars and all of those kind of things, but everything in life is totally connected, and as I always share, it's all about free will. Okay, so before we step forward into what might possibly occur in 2022, we need to review and acknowledge what my team, the Center of Ace, shared with me for 2021. And this year, 2021, was all about us. It was all about our journey, what we needed to do, where we needed to go, what we needed to review. And, we all need to have stepped into our beingness this year. This is us looking into the darkness that each of us have experienced at one point or another during our life, and basically to review it. And please let me confirm, this is not about judgment of ourselves or others or anything else. As we all know, we've all been somewhere, we've all been and done something. Yeah, and it is sometimes the good, the bad, the ugly that jolts us into our reality. You know, we talk about every year, people on January the 1st go, this is going to be my resolution for the year. So that was basically what last year was about, us actually stepping into and reviewing our life. Like, you know, I always say it's like a reflection in the mirror. You know, we see what we see, we decide what we want to do. So, and it has been this year, and it always is every year, about review and release. And the release part can sometimes be that time when our individual growth begins. We come into balance, and if necessary, we can change, alter, adapt, all those kind of things that we need to do for ourselves, for our greater good, or as I like to state it, our greater God. And it's almost like someone suddenly waking us up from a long sleep. Initially, when somebody does that to us in reality, we feel lost, confused, sometimes even annoyed at whomever has woken us up. But when they explain why they have woken us, why it was important, we listen with different ears. And that is where we're currently stepping into the unknown, and the beginning needs to be remembered, i.e. our beginning, our reality at the point where we began. Now we can go back through past lives, you can go back to eternity, the beginning of, life, that kind of thing. But this is where we are very reflective. And history has shown us many divides in our world. And usually each time it relates to segregation or separation, making each human afraid of another for whatever reason. And it happens time and time and time again. It's like a universal loop that goes round and round and round. And each time it's magnified to every single living soul in a way that they either react or respond. And we've only got to look at what's actually happening in our world at the moment, okay? So we can feel angry or sad, we can feel hatred or share love. So you can see where this reflective of what is occurring in our world right at this moment is actually related to this predictions for this year. So 2021 was the time to remember how you came to your decisions in this lifetime, why you came to your decisions, and what your reaction was today, yesterday, a year ago, lifetimes ago. So it was a time to step into our consciousness. And yes, we're all there. Literally, we are. Because people say, you seem more elevated, or, this person seems more elevated. I always sort of say, it's maybe like being on different floors in a big department store called life. We're all shopping for what we need right now. Maybe it's something for ourselves, maybe it's for others, maybe it's for our universal world. There are so many reasons, and none of them are right and none of them are wrong. They're just as we are. But the biggie this year was about creating internal growth for each of us. Internal, bringing into balance into our world, individually, globally, and universally. So anyone who wants to find out more about the 2021 predictions, they can go to my YouTube channel and watch it. And Spirit give a month by month, blow by blow account, so you can go back into it and listen. So stepping forward into 2022, they're telling us this is about rising up and being free. Okay, so I will stop there. I'm not pulling into what is going on in our world, but everything, as I've said, is reflective. So rising up and being free. And if it's okay with you guys, I want to read the opening statement from my spiritual team. When I get this information, it's channeled, and I just literally type it out as quickly as I possibly can as I'm listening to this. And then when I actually go to record it I just read it as it's been given to me. So if that's okay with you.
Oh, please, yes.
All right. So I've got to literally find the piece now because I got to read it bit by bit. So this is what they said, and this is how it began. You have been so confused, you have forgotten that love is the only energy frequency that overcomes fear, hatred, and pain. You have created nothing more than an illusion of your world, and it's time to rise up and be free from the constraints that have been wrapped around you. The past 2 years have been the time when you have either understood your purpose or stepped away from it. You were in learning mode. You were always in learning mode. You have been practicing, gaining knowledge, evolving the skills that you will take forward with you. Each one of you beautiful beings has a soul purpose. You choose to be right here, right now, in this incarnation because of what you can do individually, collectively. So please don't let distractions take you away from this intention. So just that there is showing us all that this rising up is not us fighting, but maybe it is in whatever way each of us have to bring forward. Like I always say, some of us are fighters and some of us are lovers. Some of us stand on the sidelines and some of us jump in. And there's no wrong or right with it. We've just got to go, okay, I'm on the A team today. Or like in school, sometimes you were the B team. I was always the kind of kid that everybody like, oh, do we have to get stuck with her? You know, kind of thing. Because I was very coordinated. Like if you've ever seen me dance, and you know, I have friends that say, oh, come and let's learn line dancing. Like I'm probably the most uncoordinated person, but I go and I have fun. And of course, to some of the other people, it's like, why can't you go in the right direction? I'm okay as long as I'm seeing everybody ahead of me. When they turn around and I've got the back end, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I sort of do my own little thing there. So, as I say, I was most uncoordinated. So I was never the first, like, yeah, she's the most athletic type. So this is where, you know, if we reflect back to our own childhood and those kind of experiences, how they made us feel. How do they make us feel now? Now that we're an adult, we understand it doesn't matter. You know, I have a beautiful son who is not academically smart, but he is the most beautiful soul, the most giving, generous man that I am blessed to have had in my life. So we've got to take away what I call the facade that we keep creating in our mind, whether it's because the media say you should have this, you should do that, you should be here, you should be there, and just go, you know what, I really like where I am, or maybe I don't like where I am, and maybe that's the time when we need to go inside and go, okay, what do I really want? Now, I may have shared this story before, but many years ago when I was in corporate world, I really didn't like being there. I love the money, of course, everybody loves the money, it's good, like I'm there. But then I was realizing this was not what I wanted to do. But then that little inside voice goes, but you need to pay your bills, you've got a mortgage, don't be stupid, just stay here. You know, that's what I always say, it's like the angel and the devil on either side of your shoulder. And, you know, if spirit are guiding you to do something, they are going to move all the restrictions out your way. Or if you're going to stand fast and go, no, I need to be here, I need to earn the money, they're going to create other restrictions. And for me, I had a really nasty accident at work. I got hit on the back of the head, literally on my neck, with some boxes that tumbled down and injured my neck. So do you want to do it the painless way? Or like me, kicking and screaming? No. And, you know, I've got the insider information here, but still there's a humanist that comes in there that goes, no, don't do this. Just stay where you are. It's all good. You've got money coming in. It's, you know, a happy place. You don't like being there, but hey, suck it up, princess, do it. So we've all been there. So when we are in this stage that we're in, coming into now, everything is going to change because we need to rise up within ourselves and find it. So the one thing I try to remember it's like I try to say to people, everybody's right and everybody's wrong, okay? When we understand that, it's like it doesn't have to be a divide. Somebody here thinks, you should have your room looking like this. And somebody over here says, no, you should have your room like that. I had my mum come once to my home, which was very humble. And she's like, well, you need to put this here, you need to put that there. And I'm like, no, you would if you lived here. I live here, this is the way I want it to be. And it caused that sort of, I had to stand up for myself. But, I said to her, you don't live here, Mum. I live here. This is my home. And then I could feel those words rising up with me. This was mine. This was whatever it was, it was mine. And so this is where we're rising up and lifting ourselves up and being free. It's not to hurt another individual. It's to just live our life with the purpose we want. So I hope that makes it sort of a little bit more clarified, or maybe it's confused everybody completely, because as I say, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. It's not about judgment of ourselves, judgment of others. Everything wins with love. What was it? There was a famous, like the story of the Samaritan. When we go to the Bible, and I used to love that story as a kid, okay? I used to go to Sunday school, and that was my favorite story. I used to ask for it, and the Sunday school teacher said, no, we can't do that one this week. But it was my one that I loved, because it was showing that the people that thought this was a beggar, this was somebody that shouldn't be helped, stepped over this person, whereas somebody came along and said, you know what, let me help you. And each of us have been there in that little incarnation of ourselves, whether it's been, let's open the door for that person. Let's help them with their groceries to their car. Let me look out for your kids while you're trying to stack your groceries in. You're like, come on. I remember as a young mom, trying to sort of corral a small child while putting my groceries into my car. And it's like the kid doesn't want to be inside, or we've all been there. So this is looking at how we can rise up within ourselves, each of us, to deal with it, to be in the right place at the right time. Because that's what I always say to people, we're never in the wrong place. Wherever you are, in that moment, be present.
Yeah.
Don't be distracted. Don't be, I don't enjoy this, I want to be somewhere else, because it always makes it longer being there. That's what I feel anyway. When we try and move ourselves to somewhere else because we don't like being in that situation. And we've all done it. Yeah, come on. I don't like going to the dentist, okay? I do not like going to the dentist. Now, it's not that it's pain, it's just that I can only open my mouth a certain... I know, a lot of noise comes out, but it only opens to a certain level. And they usually have to put a clamp in my mouth because the dentist wants to get in there and do the stuff, okay? But for me, it's when I know that's what has to happen, I need to take myself to another place in that moment. I'm there, I'm in the chair, but I'm either trying to meditate, or I hear this little voice inside my head saying, only another 10 minutes. And then I'll hear the dentist say, I'm only going to be another 10, 15 minutes. So I'm there present, and I don't have to be, I'm experiencing it because I can't breathe properly. I'm always like, I need a little thing to spit out the, because I don't like, Anyway, I know I'm conjuring up really not nice images, but I'm present during it. I'm not fighting it.
Right. I think it's interesting too, Debbie. A lot of these people now, I think, get confused with being in the present with, taking selfies, documenting. Yes. They're not really in the present. They're not really enjoying what's going on in that moment. They're too busy documenting it. Yes. And I think we got to step back from that.
And I'm crazy stupid for that as well, because I'll be watching a sunset, but I like to record it because where I am at the moment, I'm very blessed. We have beautiful sunsets almost every single day. And people say, I live vicariously through your life watching your sunset. So for me, I can be there and I can see that sunset, but I record it so that other people can be there to do it. And in fact, you saying about the selfie thing, I'm not really good at taking selfies, period. But the other day, my husband and I, we were at the beach, and he had his different sunglasses on. The man, I've got one pair of sunglasses, that's it. He's like, I think, a girl in another life. He had all these different sunglasses, and he had these ones with mirror on sunglasses. So I'm standing in the ocean, having a chat with him, and I'm like, oh my God, this will make a perfect selfie because I'm in your sunglasses. And of course, I just took a picture of his head with me in the one sunglass, and I said, the ultimate selfie. And a friend of mine posted, but that's not a selfie if you take it of somebody else takes a photograph of you. And I said, this was a me saying, you've always got to look deeper into something.
Right.
Think you see is my husband's head there with his sunglasses on. Now take that one step further. There I am. I wanted somebody to do that so I could do that ultimate. Sometimes we only see things on the surface.
Right.
What we want to see or what we're told to see. I always say it's like the magician. Like, I love magicians, watching magician, because all the time I'm watching, I'm trying to go, how is he doing this? Trying to work it out, because, you know, the magician's doing the trick here, but the real stuff is happening over
on the other side.
Yeah, and I think this is a bit of a reflection on life at the moment, that we are distracted what is going on here and not seeing what the reality is going on there. Each and every individual one of us, like, we all have our own agenda. And I say to people, that again is not a judgment, it's an observation. When we know what our agenda is, and we know all the other players in our agenda, as far as, you know, are they going to play along with us? Is there going to be confrontation? You've only got to go to a family gathering. Okay, Christmas is coming. And some people relish it, and some people are like, oh gosh, I got to spend with my and then, so in situations like that, I always say, so be there in your own agenda. You know, so you've got whoever it is over here that likes to stir the pot, or somebody over here that likes to do this. You don't have to participate.
Right.
But we're geared, we're connected in parts of our DNA and our humanness that says we have to do this. You know, I always say to people, you don't have to spend time with that family if you don't want to, if it's not going to soothe your soul, if it's not going to help you. And whether you're being blackmailed, what's the other thing, manipulated or whatever, you've got to work out why. And this is everything in life, not just Christmas, this is everything. And I always say guilty as charged, you know, been there, done that, got the scars, because it's a learning process. Different stages of our life. You know, I remember when I first got married, it's like, you know, I've now got another family. I've got to appease them too, or I've got to do this, and, you know, all of these kind of things that come into it. Of now I've got this, trying to find this balance between two sets of agendas here, maybe three sets. I got mine, my parents have got theirs, his parents have got his, and everybody has, you know, the thing. And sometimes it can work in conjunction with, and sometimes it can't. You know, I don't have grandchildren from my son, but from my second marriage, I have beautiful created grandchildren from my husband's side. And when we give money to the family for the children, the one thing that we emphasize is you don't have to buy something to appease us so that you can show us on Zoom or a photograph of it. If you would prefer, that money can go into a savings account. It can go into the family. We don't need to have, thank you, Bammy, for the Christmas present. We don't need that. That's not our gig here. And when we start to do that for ourselves, for our others, then it becomes sort of like a training or a platform that others can go, you know what, that's, you know, we don't need to do that. But, you know, it's all conditioning and our, what I call, our comfort level. And there's no right, there's no wrong. You know, it's just, you know, be there, be present, play along. play along and you don't particularly like being there, then I always put myself in my little gold bubble, and I'm there doing what everybody wants to do, but I'm not letting everything else infect me. I'm not letting all those outside influences. Oh, you put on a bit of weight.
Yeah, those bad
Oh, I don't
vibes.
like your hair. Oh, like, come on. And I always go, yeah, I have, haven't I? It's good on me.
I could pull it off.
You would then stand in front of the mirror. So I think we live in a world of judgment. And each of us too have been guilty as charged, guilty as charged. So, what is it? Wayne Dyer, I think his quote there was, when you have a choice between being right and being kind, choose kind. Because that is it. It's like we don't have to prove a point.
Right.
We don't have to win the argument. We don't have to carry it on. And yes, guilty as charged, done it. Been there, done that, got the scars, and it's painful. And I think as we rise up in this 2022 and find our self, whatever level we are in that department store called life, because we're not all in the same place. We all listen to different radio stations. We all watch different TV programs. We all buy different clothes, food, whatever. So don't be manipulated by what everyone else is doing, what everyone else is saying you should do. I can remember years ago when I was in corporate world, I used to work in an office with people that would say, oh, I just booked my vacation for next year. I've just finished paying for last year's vacation. And I looked, I'm like, holy freaking crap. You're going to keep yourself locked into that just so you can say you went on the vacation. So my first question when people go on vacation is, did you have fun? Was it great? Did you enjoy yourself? And most people say, I spent this much, or I had to buy this, or I had to do that. And so you're not there enjoying it. You're not there in that place. And it's like we can all go to the same restaurant and have a different viewpoint on what we've eaten. I just went to American Thanksgiving here in Mazatlan, and it was really glorious. I got to eat turkey, one of my favorite meats. I got to eat turkey again because I went to the Canadian one, and then we went with some friends to the American one. And somebody at our table was like, well, what did you think of the meal? I said, oh my gosh, there was so much turkey. It was really good. I said, so the stuffing was a little dry. Oh yeah, the stuffing. And I'm like, but it was okay. I really enjoyed it. But the other person's take on it was all the things that were wrong with that meal.
Right.
So food here doesn't always come out like hot on the plate kind of thing. So I adjust for that. Is it something that's going to kill me because the mashed potatoes are a little cooler? Not really. Yeah, if I've got something that needs to be an actual temperature, otherwise I'm going to get sick, maybe. But beyond that, and tequila works very well with most things. No, I'm kidding.
That's true.
Yeah, from experience.
I'm sorry. I love to raise the vibration and bring laughter in. So sometimes it's out of context. But again, we can be somewhere and enjoy it, or we can be somewhere and just be in total misery.
Yeah,
we
that's
have to
true.
decide what we want to do. Dentist, I could have been in total misery. I went off. I was listening to the music that he plays. I was listening to, spirit just saying, "Oh, we need a few more minutes." I'm like, please, I can't, because that was me. Their mouth is wedged open. I'm like, I can't. So again, I was present, but I wasn't in the misery. So next year, rise up, be free. You're free.
Fantastic. Debbie, what is the website if somebody wanted to go and learn more about you?
Yeah, it's vibrational-energy.com.
Thank you so much.
You can
what's your YouTube?
Well, I always say to people, go to my website. All the other stuff is there, like my Facebook, the Instagram, blah, 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 blah. All that's there. So just go onto there and you'll find the links to all the other stuff. So Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming back and giving us that's a really good prediction. I can see how that could apply to myself. So thank you so much for sharing. We really appreciate you coming back.
Yes, thank you very much, Debbie.
Thank you for inviting me. I love having time with you guys. I truly do. So thank you. Blessings to you all.
You know, I like Debbie. She's one of those people that it seems like she's just so friendly. You could go up to her in a restaurant and just start talking to her.
Yeah, you know? I like Debbie too. I liked what she said. I like that her predictions aren't this is going to happen and this is going to happen and this is going to happen. But I can see where she said 2021 was about us, right? About you. About
and you know, yeah. Oh, go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say about you looking at you.
Right, and it's funny. I think, you know, if anything positive from COVID has come out, I think it's people have had to look at themselves. You know, slow down enough to appreciate, you know, not being able to see family or friends. And spending that time looking at yourself, you know?
Or maybe really figuring out like what is important.
Right, priorities, you know?
It's
not so much the race, the hustle, the bustle, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I liked what she had to say. So, you know, again, if you are interested in learning more about Debbie, she has a wonderful website, www.vibrational-energy.com. You know, I definitely liked her. I think she'll come back again.
Yeah, she'll be a reg.
Yeah, she'll come back again.
All right then. So you ready for some random bullshit?
Yeah, what you got for me?
All right. So have we ever spoke about Mount Shasta in California?
No. What's up with Mount Shasta?
All right. So Mount Shasta in California, Northern California, has every kind of paranormal shit happening around it you could talk about. Abductions, UFOs, lights, giants, tunnels, Bigfoot, missing 411. All of it is happening there.
Really?
Yeah.
So did something happen not that long ago?
Well, funny you should say that. I was just watching, and it's funny because it's just kind of what triggered it. I was watching a documentary about something that had happened there. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I don't remember the date. But a gentleman was going up Mount Shasta, and he was approaching an old cabin, like a hunter's cabin lodge. You know, it had been abandoned. When he was approaching it, the door opened, and out stepped a family of Bigfoot. So a father, mother, and a child.
Okay.
So it just goes on how he left the area and stuff. But I was thinking, what is the deal with all these mountains? Like Mount Shasta in California. There's Mount Hood in Oregon.
Well, maybe they're not. Maybe they're more than mountains. Maybe they're like small pyramids. Maybe they're energy centers.
Could be. I don't know. That's the thing. There's Mount Helena in Washington. There's Denali.
And they even say that like
Alaska.
even like the volcanoes, when they are active, they have a lot of UFO activity.
Yes, they do.
And
they have video. They have video. I mean, it's funny. When we go to video, stuff like this would be cool because they have video of UFOs coming and literally flying into the volcano. You know, the plumes of noxious gas, thousands of degrees. You know, and they're there sitting in there. It's like not a big deal. You know, and then they take off, and then then some of the explanations like, oh, it was a flock of birds. No, it wasn't.
Well, maybe that's where they get their energy. Maybe that's a pure energy source for them.
Could be.
You know, that's what I think. you know, because that seems like they're there when the volcanoes are active. So maybe the mountains, Mount Shasta, Mount Hood, Mount Helena, maybe those mountains are more than just mountains. Maybe they're energy centers like pyramids are.
Right. And what I would like to do at one point would be to see where those lay on a map of ley lines. And I bet a lot of them line up on ley lines. I know Shasta does for sure.
Yeah. So that maybe that's it. Maybe that's their energy centers. Interesting. I didn't know that about Mount Shasta. Thanks, James.
Happy to bring you random bullshit.
Cool. So, I guess that's it. Yes? No?
If you have some random bullshit you want to drop on us?
I don't. Not right now. I have nothing. So, please go to our website, www.thatsomecrazyshitpodcast.com. You can look at past episodes. James has a blog. Yeah. And all of our social media sites are there as well.
Yeah, check out Instagram, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. Next week, we will have another guest. But until then,
keep your minds open, people.